They're on gravel. We might get one lap run to the flag, in which case it'll be exciting.
Yeah, it will be very exciting, but Thomas Enger will not be quite so happy to have seen his nice big lead eroded in this fashion, but he's used to the style of racing. Safety car is there for a reason, to make sure that they can get these cars that have gone off out of the way safely. Hoping Tung hopefully stayed with the car so that they can help move it out.
I just wonder whether they're looking for the towing hook. I don't think they can find where the hook is.
Yeah, I think you're right. They're struggling to work out how to attach the cord.
Well, the trouble is the towing hook actually might be buried in the gravel.
I think it is. They have to start digging down there. So just 4 minutes to go. Riding with Lucas Luhr, riding in a very solid fourth place.
Remember, that car started at the back of the field.
Yeah, I know.
Great job by Michael Krum. And Lucas Luhr has consolidated. I mean, he's had a difficult job. Didn't do any of the wet run-up, warm-up this morning.
Now, let's go and hear from Ho Pin Tung's teammates, see if he knows any more about the situation there.
Jerome, unfortunately, these challenging conditions have caught Ho Pin out on track.
Yeah, I've seen that he has gone off and he's stuck in the gravel, so it's a pity. But the start was okay, and I tried to keep my place and not take too much risk. But unfortunately, in the hairpin, a Lamborghini spun, and the Nissan in front of me moved away, and then suddenly it was in front of me, and I was too late to do anything. So it was difficult.
I think I've worked out the problem. The bit of the damage to the front of the car is the point where the tow hook is. So I suspect that the tow hook has been damaged along with the bodywork, and therefore it isn't either easily available or isn't available at all.
Yeah, good point. So whether these guys are going to get any green flag running or not, it's not looking particularly likely with the clock ticking away. There is Mark Vass saying, they've got it attached.
They've found it, and they dragged the car, hopefully, and
to the outside this time. That's
yes,
good.
On the outside, but onto the grass, so there's not any gravel really getting onto the racing line, the exit. So that car, but Ho Pin Tung keep it on the grass.
Yeah, he's obviously not too wants to get it off the grass so that he can perhaps be able to drive it back. I'm not sure.
For what reason?
Yeah, I mean, they're still going to score a lot of gravel out, so whether they're going to be allowed to do that. That's the onboard view from that car, and not see an awful lot at the moment because the wipers aren't running, but they have at least managed to get it out of the gravel.
Until that tow truck has been removed from the circuit with 2 minutes remaining, this race will be finishing under safety car.
It's looking that way at the moment. Thomas Enger will be happy about that because it will confirm his position as race winner if it stays this way. Still looking for his first championship race win of 2011. He's had a qualifying race win already this year. That was at Silverstone, then had a fantastic battle at Silverstone, trying to win the Tourist Trophy. It didn't quite come off for him in the end, but this is looking like another opportunity. Jan Struber on the right there is the boss and owner of the young driver team. He's looking at a 1-2 finish in the qualifying race, but look at that Aston Martin domination. 1, 2, 3 and 5 for Aston Martin. I'm really surprised, John, because I thought this circuit would suit the Fords and the Lamborghinis, and yet Aston have been great.
It did suit the Ford, but Bertrand Baguette drove the car off the track. And it may well have suited some of the Nissans, but you saw the problem Lucas Luhr got himself involved in the first segment of qualifying. So two potential winning cars, in effect, either in qualifying or in the race, have eclipsed themselves.
And Bastline has had a problem, so his Ford went out early in the race. That retired with some, we just suddenly slowed down and retired out of the race. We've seen the Christopher Nygaard, Jonathan Hershey yellow Ford going quite well, but it's never been quite able to get past other cars. That car's running in 6th place. Philippe Dumas there of the Hexis team. I mean, this has been a great result for the Hexis team as well. They're looking at their two cars finishing 3rd and 5th, and in the team's championship, great news for them.
The question is, are the cars, as they come up to turn 10, going to be able to get across the start-finish line before the time runs out? It's going to be a very close call. Is this the last lap? 20 seconds as they come through turns 11 and 12, and it's going to be very close indeed to know whether the safety car, well, in fact it is going to be run and finished under the safety car. 10 seconds midway through the final turn, and I would think, depending on where the start-finish line is, the start-finish line is actually at the beginning of the pit lane, so there's the start-finish line now. Is the race being flagged or not? Should be.
Yeah, I think it looks like it's going to be the next lap around when they actually put the checkered flag out, but as you say, there's no way they can restart the race now, and they will follow each other to the line. Yeah, final lap comes up on our screens just to confirm that from the race director, and they will finish under safety car. Well, that's a first in GT1. I'm sure we haven't had a race in the GT1 World Championship quite like this, where we've had a race finish under safety car. We've had very few. It's the first wet race of this year, certainly. So a lot of firsts today, and we've not, as you said, John, I'm sure, seen a domination from one brand, from one manufacturer, as we have seen here today.
And I think if you'd said to anybody at the beginning of the weekend, how much would you give me to have 3 Aston Martins on the podium for any of the tour races, you'd have probably got odds as long as, well, probably about 250 to 1, if not longer.
Yeah, Enga is leading his teammate Stefan Mucker around, and then it's the Hexis car of Hohenadel in third. Jan Struber still looks awfully nervous, as if he doesn't believe that they're still going to make it to the end here. We've got a note on our timing screens that the safety car will enter the pits at the end of the lap, but there'll be no overtaking allowed to the line, so they must behave. Of course, we've seen in international motorsport where people haven't always behaved that way, but they do just now have to follow each other across the line. Safety car will head into pit.
I just hope every driver has been made aware of the steward's message around the time of scoring, so that nobody does try and do something a bit desperate. Oh, I didn't hear the message, sorry. Yeah,
if you've got any sense, Thomas, just put your foot down just in case. Don't let anybody get close. As they come out of the final turn, the checker flag does wave. We finish, and it's Thomas Enga who leads home an Aston Martin clean sweep of the podium. 1, 2, 3. 2 cars for the young driver team, 1 car for the Hexis team. It's Thomas Enga who wins from Stefan Mucker and Christian Hohenadel. What a result for these guys. A brilliant team effort there. Their pit stops work to perfection, and Hexis have got their cars home in 3rd and 5th. And I'll tell you what, they'll have narrowed the points gap in the Teams Championship to just 2 now behind JRM. Great stuff.
You know, how close it could have been to having the winning car not even finish the race. In Alex Miller's stint, he got a real tank slap for him. He thought the car was gone. He got it back, coming through turns 11 and 12. And there they are now, the winning car, and backed up by the Hexis drivers. You know, great job by Christian Hohenadel, who looked to be very strong, indeed potentially capable of getting that 2nd place from Stefan Mucker, but never quite in position to do so.
No, and in terms of the Drivers' Championship, Michael Krum and Lucas Law have done a brilliant job here to come from the back of the grid to finish 4th. Their big rivals, Mark Vasseng and Marcus Finkelhock, have had a nightmare. They had the drive-through penalty after something went wrong at the pit stop, and they had dropped all the way down to finish in 12th, way outside the points, and more importantly perhaps outside potential points in the championship race without making up ground. So this has had a big knock-on effect in the championship chase as we go into the penultimate race of the season, which will be coming up later today, and then the last race in Argentina. It does, however, allow Hohenadel and Piccini to actually get closer to that 2nd place in the Drivers' Championship.
I mean, it wasn't the podium in itself, it was the fact that that's just put them in an even stronger position as a consequence. So they will be absolutely over the moon about that, and again, the strength of starting in the 2nd row of the grid, it just does them a big favour when it comes to the championship race later this afternoon.
Well, great result for the 2 young driver teammates then, Stefan Mucker and Thomas Enga. 1st and 2nd, Enga just getting the margin in the end after that pit stop worked so well for them, that early pit stop. Alex Muller's great first stint. Darren Turner will be feeling a little disappointed, but they've still got a front row start for the championship race, and it could be a battle between teammates. There's Alex Muller to congratulate his teammate. They've taken victory, they've got pole position for the 2nd race of the day, and as we've seen here, track position is absolutely crucial. But Aston Martin have a 1-2-3 finish, the first time that we have seen a manufacturer dominate in quite such a way, and if they could do that in the championship race, well, they would score massive points here at Golden Port in Beijing.
Well, we've got a little bit of time to wait. We don't know whether the sky is going to break and dry the track out, or whether we're going to have a damp, wet track for that championship race. At least now everybody's got experience of the conditions. They know the dry track, they know the wet track, but having a lockout for young driver Aston Martin team is a bonus. I think they had no idea that this could be possible.
So Hexis really celebrating that as well. And remember, their other car was 5th. I mean, it was nearly all of the Astons dominating, only that one Nissan, John, getting in amongst them at all. So anyway, let's get down to here now from our race winners.
Congratulations, Thomas. I haven't seen a bigger smile on you this year.
Well, yeah, it's fantastic result. We had the same result in Silverstone. We had a great car as well as we have here. We did a perfect job, both of us, me and my teammate. We had a great start and we had fantastic pit stop. So let's keep going like this, and we hope for in the afternoon as well.
And Alex, congratulations. Feeling positive going into the championship race?
Thanks, yes, of course. Thomas did a great job. Pit stops were very good, car is good, so looking forward to the championship race.
Thank you.
So the winners of the qualifying race, can they now turn it around and take their first championship race win of the season? Of course, they'll have their teammates alongside on the grid. It'll be Thomas Enger versus Stefan Mucker off the line, because it'll be the driver who finished that race will actually get to start the championship race. But we'll have to see how the two teammates get on in their tussle. Let's get down to hear from our second place finishers.
Congratulations, Darren. You weren't too happy at the points in the race where the pit stops were happening, but here you are. Great result, 1-2 for the team.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I mean, to get 1-2, obviously started 2 and 3, so we've moved up a little bit. It's going to make the next race quite interesting off the start, but yeah, really good result for the team, and just a little bit disappointing for our car to go from leading to third and then back up to second. But on the overall thing, it's good that we've got some more points.
Stefan, a great result in these challenging conditions.
Yes, definitely. I mean, at the end was quite difficult. More rain was coming. Unfortunately, I did a mistake. I stole the car after the pit stop, and actually that cost us the first position. So sorry for that, but the team did a very good job at the pit stop, and yeah, and we stayed on the track, and we are happy.
And will you be racing the sister car in the championship race?
I think even in the championship race, it's important to stay on the track, especially here, and we just don't want to do any mistakes, just to finish our race.
Thank you.
So Stefan Mucker suitably apologetic after his stall. Whether that was the only defining factor, I think that earlier stop from the other guys seemed to play into their way as well, and Thomas Enger had quite a big advantage, didn't he, after that pit stop?
Yes, I mean, if you get a great pit stop and a confident driver, you can make it work.
Let's get down to our third place finishers now.
Congratulations, Christian. A very happy team on the pit wall there.
Yeah, it was a difficult weekend for us. So I think all the weekend we can't find really the pace of the car. So obviously with the Aston, with young driver, the car works very well on the track. And finally we are in a good position, starting from 10th, finishing third for today's championship race. So I hope it's nothing wrong really, so only we get a good position to collect a lot of points hopefully today. And thanks to the teams, because they built a very good car for the wet.
Congratulations, Andrea. A few challenges along the way, and finally a good result again for you.
Yeah, I think China is going well up to now because we're collecting points. Christian did a very good job out there. I tried in the first part not to lose too much, not to take too many risks. The car was reasonably good, but we had not a lot of traction, so we were quicker than the car in front, but it was not easy to pass. So I think he did an amazing job passing the Nissan. That was important for the championship, and now we're looking forward to the next race with another good race, with the team doing good pit stop as usual. We can make something more.
Thank you.
Well, that's a good point, because Hexis are having such great pit stops. If they can stay on terms with the two young driver Aston Martins, there's every chance for those guys to take a race victory.
Indeed there is, and just interesting to hear them say that they didn't have very much traction, but they felt they were, as we felt in the commentary booth, quicker than the two lead Aston Martins, but they just weren't able to find a way through. That opportunity may well come available to them when we get into the championship race later this afternoon, again with that mandatory pit stop.
So confirmation of that clean sweep for Aston Martin. Look at that, 1, 2, 3. A young driver 1, 2. Hexis third. Nissan, the only interloper amongst all of the Aston Martins, because the second Hexis car finished in a very strong 5th place. And bearing in mind, both cars had some work to do from their qualifying positions. Once again, it's a great team effort. Belgian Racing, though, a great result for Belgian Racing. You know, one of their best ever results, because it was a new team this year, and that car came home 6th, courtesy of Jonathan Hershey and Christopher Nygaard. Then the other Nissan, the number 22 car, Richard Westbrook and Peter Dumbrecht, that had to settle for 7th place. And the Nico Verdonk, Michael Rossi Corvette, that finished in 8th place, so they've still got a decent chance in the main race. The number 37 Lamborghini that started at the back finished in 9th, the car of Dominic Schwager and Niki Pastorelli. Then two more Nissans. We saw the number 10 car of Katzberg and Bernoldi. Behind it, the Jamie Campbell-Walter David Brabham car, which seemed to struggle after the pit stop for whatever reason, but they did fend off the Lamborghini of former championship leaders earlier in the season, Basseng and Winkelhock, and their championship hopes are really beginning to slip and slide now. Behind them,